After the house fire in Troy, we have how many victims were caught inside.
And how the recent Washington State legislative session could impact WSU. Stay with us here on Murrow News 8.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Bradley Gordon.
And I'm Luke Doughton. Welcome to Murrow News 8. One person was found dead after a house fire in Troy last Saturday. According to the Latah County Sheriff's Office, members of the Troy Fire Department responded to the fire at a residence on South Front Street. The deceased male was found inside the house after the fire was extinguished. Police say it does not appear foul play is involved in the fire or the male's death, and his name won't be released until the investigation is concluded.
A new development in the Kohberger case, surviving roommate in the Idaho murders Bethany Funk is arguing she should not have to testify at Kohberger's preliminary hearing in June. According to court documents, the judge presiding over the preliminary hearing is requiring her attendance. Funk resides in Nevada and her lawyer is filing to quash the foreign subpoena. In further case news, the Idaho Supreme Court unanimously ruled today that the gag order will remain.
The Pullman Police Department is asking if the community can ID this man. If you take a look at your screen right now, you can see his picture. The man recently removed a package from a porch here in Pullman. If you can ID him, please contact Officer Abby St. Andre with the phone number on the screen.
The Port of Whitman County has pulled the plug on a proposed agricultural campus. They withdrew both its rezoning application and offer to buy the land. Commissioner voted 2-1 at a meeting last Thursday on this decision, with Commissioner Christine Meyer making the motion to withdraw the port's application and purchase offer. Meyer said she was concerned with continuing the project without a committed private partner. Commissioner Tom Camerzell, on the other hand, voted to continue the application process, stating that, quote, no one knows what the future will hold.
The Washington State Legislature adjourned last night and finalized their budget for the next 2 years. Numerous projects in Pullman and around WSU have had funds allocated for them. At WSU, Eastlick Abelson Hall and Boostad Hall were given funds for renovation. $10 million was also earmarked for improvements to the Knott Dairy Farm outside of Pullman. The new Schweitzer Engineering Building also received $40 million to fully fund its construction. Raises for WSU employees were also included with the budget, a 2.2% increase for the next fiscal year and a 1.6% for the fiscal year 2025.
Washington could get more than $60 million in federal grants to help its rivers, endangered salmon, and native eelgrass. The money was secured under the Biden-Harris Infrastructure Law and Inflation Reduction Act. The State Department of Fish and Wildlife will receive almost $24 million, and the rest of the money will be used to distribute to the Lumi Nation and Nooksack tribe, as well as several nonprofits and state and local agencies. Coming up, where you can grab some tips on building credit.
And we've got our weatherman Quinn here to let us know how long our sleeves will need to be this week. Stay tuned. The WSU Creamery is hosting its pasteurization workshop tomorrow through Thursday at Ferdinand's Ice Cream Shop and the Pullman Holiday Inn Express. Participants who take this 3-day course will learn about the pasteurization industry and how to elevate their careers in this field. Personally, I'd love to take a course at Ferdinand's. That sounds delicious. There's a fun event planned at Abelson Hall tonight. Our live reporter, Ivy Shank, has flown away to find out more about it for us. Ivy?
Boxes.
Thanks, Luke. I'm here at Abelson Hall at the Connor Museum on the first floor at the Night of the Museum event fundraiser that is about to be happening in about 25 minutes or so. They have one of the largest collections of birds and mammals in the Pacific Northwest. The fundraiser is for the Society of the Advancement of Chicanos and Hispanics and Native Americans in Science chapter at WSU. And there are going to be food and beverage for a suggested donation. So the event is free, but there is a suggested donation. And you can join them for a tour of a research collection that's normally not available to the public. And the event tonight is going to be going on from 5 to 7. So yeah, it's going to start in about 25 minutes. So I'd like to out here because the event is starting soon and ending at 7. That's all I have for.
Join WSU for its 3rd annual Roar Reverse Career Fair at the Gladish Community Center on April 28th. The event goes from 1:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's a great opportunity for students to meet potential employers, start developing their network, and especially with summer break and graduation approaching, it's important to go.
Tomorrow, the WSU College Affordability Programs will be hosting a credit building Zoom webinar. This informative presentation will teach participants about credit reports and credit scores, the benefits of having good credit, and 10 keys to effective credit building. The event will be free and is open for everyone. It will be held tomorrow from 4 to 5 p.m. on Zoom. Just type in the meeting ID and the password and you'll be good to go.
Calling all artists, the 3rd Forks and Rivers Arts Festival is starting up May 14th. But if you'd like to apply to have your art showcased, it's crucial that you have your application in by April 27th. The festival begins on May 14th, displaying local art in various spots around downtown Pullman and comes to a grand finale on the 20th, but the art will be kept until the 28th. So if you're a Palouse artist and want to get some serious exposure, be sure to apply soon.
Speaking of art, the weather has been a stroke of beauty today for the most part. Quinn, is the sky going to stay painted for the foreseeable future?
You know, I can get to that answer in a second, Luke, but today we had a little bit of rain in the morning, but right now the skies are blue outside. It is a high of 52 today and a low of 35, with winds of 13 miles per hour going to the west, and the sun will set at 7:49 p.m. Now going into tomorrow, it'll be a high of 59 and a low of 38, with winds 8 to 10 miles an hour, again heading west. Sunrise will be a little bit earlier, than this morning at 5:43, and the sunset will be at 7:50, a little bit later than tonight. Now, looking at the state map, we're going to have the only clouds in the skies tomorrow will be in Seattle. It'll be a high of 59 and a low of 44. Down in Olympia, it'll be a high of 61 and a low of 41. Now, up over the pass into Yakima, it's going to be a high of 70. It's going to be our highest temperatures tomorrow and a low of 45. And moving on to the Tri-Cities, it's going to be a high of 69 and a low of 45. And our friends up north in Spokane, high of 62, low of 40. And again, like I said earlier, in Pullman tomorrow, high of 59, low of 38. Now, I'm going to move on to the 5-day forecast here. And I've already told you about tomorrow's forecast, but Wednesday, let's bring on the sun. It's going to be a high of 66, a low of 45. Thursday, a high of 70 and a low of 45. And Friday and Saturday are going to look beautiful here in Pullman. A high of 73, a low of 47, and a high of 77 and a low of 51. It's going to be bright and sunny. Really good days to go down to the dunes if you can. Graduation's next weekend, so you got to get the dunes trip in. But that's all for me. I'm going to send it back to you guys at the desk.
Up next, Sydney's got details on the blockbuster trade of one NFL superstar.
And an event hosted by Cougs that raised money for a very impactful foundation after this.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. 1 in 3. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, the boss's boss. If 1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes, that means it could be you, your barber, your barber's barber.
Nice work. Thanks.
You, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. Or you, your co-pilot, your co-pilot's co-pilot. While 1 in 3 adults has prediabetes, with early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org to know where you stand.
There has been lots of movement this NFL offseason, and football fans got their long-awaited answer of where Aaron Rodgers will play this season. This afternoon, the Packers announced they will trade Rodgers to the New York Jets, swapping 2023 first-round picks with New York in addition to some extra picks. After he was drafted in 2005, Rodgers ends his 18-year career with Green Bay with 4 MVPs and 1 Super Bowl title under his belt. And Cougar football was back in Pullman Saturday, with the Cougs wrapping up spring ball with the Crimson and Gray game. The Crimson squad was led by QB Cameron Ward to come out on top in a 42-14 victory against the Gray team. Ward threw for 259 yards, while running backs Nakia Watson and Jalen Jenkins each plugged 2 touchdowns on the day. Quarterback John Mateer went 16 for 27 and 236 yards, and found freshman wide receiver Carlos Hernandez in the end zone for the final touchdown of the game, along with 3 other receptions for 70 yards. The Cougars now look ahead to summer workouts and will kick off their 2023 season against Colorado State in Fort Collins on September 2nd. And another great local story coming out of Pullman, a group of WSU sport management students held an event yesterday for a cause that hits close to home. The students spent their semester planning a 1v1 football event in support of Helinski's Hope Foundation. Tyler Helinski was a former WSU quarterback and just about 5 years ago took his own life. The sport management group was able to get sponsors, WSU athletes, and even the Helinski family to come and support this good cause.
Anything involving Helinski's Hope, we like to be involved in. So, and especially if it's in Pullman, it's always nice to get back. Just happy to be in Pullman, happy to be here supporting people who are supporting us. So.
The students were able to raise over $700 so far for the Helinski's Hope Foundation. And moving on to Cougar baseball, the boys clinched the weekend series 2-1 against the Santa Clara Broncos. Friday's 5-4 win and Saturday's 8-3 victory were enough to overcome yesterday's 3-8 loss. Elijah Hainline has proved to be a key player for the Cougs after a walk-off homer and 2 more runs on Friday. And Santa Clara native Jonah Advincula tallied 3 runs and 4 RBIs on the weekend for the Cougars. WSU has taken home 3 of their last 4 series and are hoping to boost their 24-14 record with another win against the Utah Valley Wolverines on Wednesday. That's it for me with sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
When we come back, we've got just one thing to check off our bucket list.
We'll be back after the break.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Today just happens to be National Bucket List Day. This is hopefully reminding you it's never too late to do that plan, go on that dream vacation, inspire others, and set new goals. You do only have one life, make sure to use it. That's it from us here at Murrow News 8. If you need to watch anything else on our previous newscast, you can always find us on our YouTube channel.
Have a good night.